Hi guys, DDLC here with another game video welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club, where today I'm going to be at least attempting to finish Act 1 because we've been here forever. This is like the 4th video I've done on the first freaking act. Last time, things went about as normal as they could go. We went on a little adventure with Sayori. Besides that, it's just the usual club activities. Without further ado, let's see what the next day gets into, I guess. Alright, as usual, wrote a poem for Sayori, and without further ado, we proceed into the next day. Right back to the club room. Oh man, last one here again. And don't worry, I just walked in too. Were you practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano. Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. I'm super happy that you're willing to help out with the festival too. I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great. Eh? Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival. But it's a whole day of school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. That's true. That does sound nice. You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. Monica, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You, of all people? Eh? I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica. Eh? That's not how you name it. That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine. Your actions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me. Where's Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face. Eh? You're spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Eh? Is everything alright? Of course. Why wouldn't it be? You just seem like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things. Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sayori shows me a big smile. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, alright. If you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before running back to everyone else. But the conversation has already dispersed with everyone back to their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must have been spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monica, who's shuffling through some papers at her desk. Leaf Emerald? What's up? Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything wrong with Sayori recently? Anything up with her? In what way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading a little too much into it, but she seems a bit downcast today. Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who's idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there's something on her mind. I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Leaf Emerald. You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bother her. This time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to see if you knew anything, so I'll drop it for now. No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Eh? Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest. Person of interest? What do you mean by that? I accidentally hit the text. I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Leaf Emerald. Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know? Eh? She's been much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. What? No. Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any more different than how it's always been. You're so funny, Weeb Emerald. Have you ever thought that maybe you've always seen her so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you? I've said too much. I'm sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now. I keep hiding the text? Alright. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh to myself and sit down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and just to have fun with everyone else. That's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care for her that I'm letting it weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary. But there's nothing I can do except to wait for Monica. Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Who should I show my poem to first? Poem time! Yeah, let's just go up the list. Start with Monica. Go from there. Hi, Weeb Emerald. Have you thought about what to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people... I'll have to give it some more thought. Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. It would make me happy to see. Anyway, let's have a look at today's poem. Sure. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding out of my hands. It's kind of funny. How so? No, not the poem. I mean, it's funny how your poems and Sayori's poems have been getting more and more similar to each other every day. I'm surprised you're so in sync with her. Then again, you've been spending a lot of time with her together lately, haven't you? I guess you could say that. Although, we kind of grew up as best friends. I haven't been seeing her as much in the past year. But since I joined the club, we've been spending a lot of time together again. I see. That reminds me. About how Sayori's been a bit off today. Yeah? Did she tell you something? Well, Weeb Emerald, you haven't been flirting with her, have you? Of course not! I'm treating her like I always do. Alright. Just making sure. I know how much you care about her. So it'd be terrible if something bad happened to her. So I'll keep an eye out. Sayori's been acting much happier ever since you joined the club. What could have happened all of a sudden? Well, never mind. This really isn't the time to be talking about this. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright? Alright. Oh boy. The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders the earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather, lost adrift in the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day the wind ceases to blow. I fall, and I fall, and fall, and fall even more. Gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between my thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amounts to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose. We only seek the impossible. I am not your legend does not exist. and with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. Huh. Interesting. You know, I feel like I'm learning and looking for answers to all sorts of things that give life meaning. Not to get philosophical. Why did I script that word so badly? Philosophical! I can speak, or anything. But it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about. I see. I never really put much thought into it. In a way, it's almost paradoxical. Because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know, there's one thing I'd noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Are you surprised? I mean, if everything were okay, we wouldn't have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you'd know that better than anyone. I screwed that up. Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to start your writing because you're afraid that it's not that good? It can be really disheartening and to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. And alright, who should I show my poem to next? Well, next on the list is Yuri, so we're going to Yuri. You see, I think you're improving at writing in general, Weeb Emerald, but I can't help but feel a bit foolish. Eh? What for? Just, I feel like I keep trying to offer advice, when it should be clear to me that you prefer a different writing style. I probably just sounded arrogant. I'm so stupid. Yuri, that's a little... No, you don't understand. I spent so much time worrying about what's better and what's worse. Not just with you, with Natsuki and Sayori. It's obvious now why no one is talking to me. Or having fun when talking to me. And because of that, I'll just keep my mouth shut about your poem. Yuri burrs her head into her arms on the desk. No, come on. That's not the first time I've seen her do that. I don't think it's ever as bad as you made it sound in your head. I think if people really didn't like talking to you, then it would be a lot more obvious. I know that you read deeply into things, but some things are just worth taking at face value. I've gotten so used to it. It's hard for me not to comprehend another possibility. Gotten used to what? Reading deeply into things? Being disliked. Yuri. What am I saying? I'm sorry. I never meant to bring this up. Yuri turns away from me. You should go. Eh? Please. Please don't look at me right now. I want to do some thinking. Are you sure? Yuri nods. Alright. I leave Yuri be. Confronting or reassuring her is nearly impossible as it is. So when she wants to be alone, I think anything I could say would only make things worse. I feel bad, but thankfully she doesn't take it out on me. I'll wait until she's feeling a little bit better. Alright then. That's Suki. This one's alright. Alright? Well, yeah. It's not as good as yesterday's anyway. I see what you're going for, but it's just not really my style. I mean, it's fine. I'm mostly glad that you're just trying a little bit. Well, of course I'm at least trying. Why are you so emotionally invested in my poems anyway? Isn't that more of a compliment to me? Eh? No! Gross! It's not like I care. It's just that one of us in this club has to make sure you're not slacking off. Really? Well, what if you ended up just scaring me away? It's not like you would actually do that. Yeah, you're right. It's just kind of fun to hang out with here, even if I have to put up with you. Natsuki's elbow connects with my stomach. Oh? Maybe I won't mind scaring you away after all. I was just joking. Oh, I know. Don't worry, I was too. Oh, she can be so off-putting. How the heck do you call that a joke? It seriously hurt. Well, maybe it was funny to her. I guess that is kind of the point. I should really wash my mouth with Natsuki. Anyway, Natsuki holds her poem out to me like nothing even happened. Alrighty then. I'll be your beach. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminished your wonder over the years. But today I have a special place, a beach for us to go. A shore reaching out beyond your sight. A sea that sparkles with brilliant light. The walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way that thought had left you long ago. Let's bury our heavy thoughts in the pile of sand, bathe in the sunbeams, and hold my hand. Wash your insecurities in the salty sea, and let me see you shine. Let's have your memories in a footprint trail, set you free in my windy sail. And remember the reasons you are wonderful. When you press your lips to mine, I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way that you thought had left long ago. But if you let me by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn to love yourself again. Yeah. I felt like I kept writing about negative things, so I wanted to try something with a nice message for once. Besides, the beach is awesome. It's kind of hard to write anything negative about the beach. So you decided to write about the beach at first, but then you came up with the message later? Well, yeah. That's only because of what happened yesterday. I mean, after Yuri and I realized we wrote about the same thing, we wanted to pick a topic for us both to write about, or whatever. I see. I don't really have much to contribute here, since I didn't actually read Yuri's poem. You can really see you're doing that too. You just write about a simple topic, then try to impress me by coming up with something all fancy. Well, it's not like I care. I just did it anyway. I mean, I guess mine ended up being a little more middle metaphorical too. But there's nothing wrong with doing that once in a while. It was very good, at least, for practice. And alright, last up we have Sayori. This is your best one so far. It's really nice, Sweet Emerald. Thanks. Sayori, you've been a little quiet today. Is everything alright? Eh? Of course. Everything is fine. I'm just a little tired today. Do you want a nap or something? Nah, that's silly. Don't worry about me, okay? I only want to see smiles on your face. Oh, alright. Hey, Weeb Emerald. I'm still a little surprised. I really thought you would try writing your poems the way Yuri does. Or even Natsuki. But in the end, yeah. I guess you're the one who likes these the most. Why? Don't you want to get closer with everyone else? Well, wait! Of course I do! That doesn't mean I need to try so hard to impress them. I still understand you the most, Sayori. I know you sometimes have to put up with me, and I sometimes have to put up with you. But we have a wavelength or something. And that's just how the poem came out. Sometimes it feels like you're the only exciting thing in my life. So sometimes it's easier to write when thinking about you. Sayori? No. Weeb Emerald. I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me. Why are you doing this? Sayori had trouble keeping her voice steady all of a sudden. If you had if you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much easier. Sayori! I glanced around to the room to make sure no one has noticed this. Sayori. I've probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me what will cheer you up. Sayori shakes her head. She sniffles and keeps shaking her head. Finally, she gathers herself and puts on a smile. It's nothing, Weeb Emerald. It's just a little rain cloud. I'm sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone, okay? That's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. Sayori. Told Monica I wasn't feeling well, alright? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself. Oh boy. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold on a second. Is that just me, or did you say something strange just now? Eh? Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Stagnating errors, common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. In your books, maybe? Look, the only thing that's different is Sayori isn't here. Ah, it seems you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off when she isn't around. Where the heck did she run off to, anyway? I thought she just went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on! She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early. Is that so? Hope she's alright. Seriously? Of all the times for you not to go home with her, you picked the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No! First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I don't want to force it. Oh? That curious expression coming from Yuri of all people? Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier and everything's fine. What did she say? Anyway, we just need to finish the rest of the festival preparation, so... Just ignoring me! Why? Let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend. I already know what I'm doing. That's right, Natsuki will be making cupcakes. We might need a lot of them, and different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted! And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, you can... Guys? Can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No! That's not it at all! You're the most talented person here, you know. Now Natsuki's pouting too? Jeez, even I can tell now. I guess we never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around. I guess that may be the case. But if I can't also be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. So Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? Perhaps you can make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that. I love atmosphere. I love the way she just gets all determined randomly. Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk and starts nodding to herself. Your mind is already racing, I see. That's great. You'll be wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Weeb Emerald. The one who is truly useless. Don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have pretty heavy tasks to handle. It'd probably give it a long way to give one of them a hand. You could always help me out as well. I'd be really appreciative of that. That's... Someone suggesting that I spend the weekend with one of the club members? How on earth am I supposed to respond to a suggestion like that? I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give you. It's like Monika's going to give me a choice. You shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that. If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Argument. Weeb Emerald may not like to be around if you only make him a nuisance. So therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Hold on, I never said that! How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds more like you're just making excuses for Weeb Emerald too. What are you saying? It would be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think? Guys! Let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Weeb Emerald to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten to spend any time with me yet, you know? So I'm sure she's interested in... You literally just said! I'm surprised as well. Sorry. I'm just saying, though. Jeez. Can we just settle this already? Yeah. Weeb Emerald, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you. Of course. Very well. In that case, everyone look straight at me. But of course I'm gonna go with... It's a tough decision. But I gotta be honest. I would go with Sayori. Just because Sayori isn't doing very well. I mean, if it's going to be anyone, I prefer helping Sayori. I mean, we're already neighbors, and... But Monica said that Sayori was helping her. Jeez. You really hate us that much? No! Sorry, I didn't mean for this to be difficult. Just think of the club, okay? Right. So we have Monica, Yuri, then Natsuki. Well... Monica. Well, I guess I should probably be helping Monica. Yeah, you picked me! Hold on a second! Yeah! Monica, you're the one who needs the least help out of all of us! But... I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already suitable for one person, but you already have Sayori as well. But Weeb Emerald was the one who... that doesn't matter. You're the one who scared him into picking you in the first place. You're the club president, Monica. You're supposed to make responsible decisions for the club. Monica, you shouldn't let any ulterior motives interfere with this decision. Ulterior motives? What are you saying, Yuri? In fact, it sounds like you're the ones with ulterior motives. Excuse me? Otherwise, you wouldn't have made such a big deal of this in the first place. That's completely false, Monica. Yeah. We all put in a lot of hard work too, you know. We wouldn't do as good a job if you made us work alone. Maybe that's true. Think of the club, Monica. If you want our event to succeed, you need to appropriately distribute our resources. So you're going to do the right thing, President? Okay, I get it. It's technically most logical for Weeb Emerald to help one of you two. So, I guess that's what we'll do. They have a preference. Jeez. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, I went with all the options that don't actually lead to any decision. But the question is, do we help with baking or decorations? I'm gonna be honest. I rather enjoy cooking. It's like one of my hobbies. So I'm gonna go with Natsuki, since cooking and baking are pretty related. They fall into the same niche. Well, baking sounds like it could be fun. See? Yeah, exactly. And you guys made it sound like a lot of work, so it's probably use 2 people. Don't worry. Baking is a ton of fun. You'll definitely agree. Eh? Just a minute ago, you were saying that... That's because... Never mind, okay? Well, anyway. You'll be fine by yourself, right, Yuri? Of course. I'm used to it, after all. Yeah, that's good. Even though Yuri's being melodramatic, it's a little hard not to feel bad. So, that's everything, right? Anything else we need to talk about? No, I think that's it. Are you guys excited? Yeah! Everything except the performance is gonna be awesome. I don't think that really counts. What about you, Weeb Emerald? Me? I guess you could say I'm interested in how it'll turn out. That's good enough for me. What about you, Yuri? Yuri? She's still salty. Natsuki starts pouting too. It's not a big deal or anything. Well, it might not be just that. I think that Yuri might be feeling a little underappreciated in general. Having a couple of something for her to do, and then nobody offering to help. That doesn't mean... Ooh. Natsuki glances back and forth between everyone with a worried expression. Look. Natsuki goes over and puts her hands on Yuri's shoulders. Yuri, you're really the most talented one here. And and you're going to make the event a lot more fun and welcoming. I mean, the cupcakes will probably help a lot too, but you're going to make the atmosphere special. That'll be really important for the way people feel during the performances. So, you need to stop being dumb and give yourself a little more credit. Natsuki releases her hands and turns to face the other direction. You didn't really mean that, did you? Not really, but Yuri isn't the only one surprised. Monika and I are also taken aback by Natsuki's words. Natsuki, of all people, to say such encouraging things. But I begin to understand. Natsuki was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell she tried to say something Sayori would say in a time like this. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. I'm sorry for being dumb. I'm gonna do my best. All of us are going to make sure this is a really great event. Yeah. I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today, so I guess it's time for us to head out. Okay, but I'm staying here a bit longer. I barely got any reading done today, so fair enough, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monika and Yuri out the door as they chat between each other. Where are you going? Eh? We still need to figure out our plans for this weekend. You literally would have gone home and realized you didn't have a way to contact me. Ew. That is true. I have no idea how that slipped my mind. Jeez, good thing I stopped you. I'm giving you my number, okay? You better not make it weird or anything. Why would I do that? Satsuki gives me her number. Okay, I'm coming over on Sunday. I'll bring all the ingredients. Wait, you're coming to my house? Well, yeah. What's wrong with that? I mean, I figure since I'm the one helping, I'll be going to your house. Yeah, right. Like I could have a guy over at my house. My dad would kill me. Really? That's kind of strict if you ask me. Yeah? How do you think I feel? I can't do anything when my dad is home. Anyway, I just need to complain for a second. Now we have each other's numbers. That's all I need from you. Guess I'll text you when I'm coming over. Alright, fine by me. Yeah. I'm really gonna show you why I love baking so much. You better look forward to it. No? Didn't you say you were just going to give me the dirty work? Well, I was just saying that. So I could act like, in front of everyone, that I was looking forward to this. Wait, really? Well, kind of. Just because I never got to bake with anyone else before. That's all it is, so... Alright, I get it. Sorry for overreacting. Anyway, I'll be heading out now. See you on Sunday. Never mind. Fair enough. I can't believe this! Natsuki is coming over to my house on Sunday? Even though I would prefer to do this with Sayori, my anxiety still shoots through the roof. I guess I got pretty used to handling her at this point. But who knows what might be happening when we're outside of school. She even told me she was looking forward to it. I shake my head. Why do I feel so nervous that Sayori finds out about this? It's not like we feel that way about each other. Besides, like Monika said, this is about the club. I have nothing to worry about. If I just go with it, then I'll have a good time. I'm doing my best to get through Act 1 today, but geez, there's a lot. It's already Sunday. I'm getting increasingly anxious about Natsuki's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. I wonder if she'll act any differently when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, she's been texting me a lot. We sent to each other one after exchanging numbers to double check, but it turned into a conversation. She's almost a different personality on phone, using tons of emojis and cute language. She also really likes complaining about things, but I kinda saw that coming. But putting Natsuki aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left the club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said, what Monika said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I decide to visit Sayori before Natsuki comes over. Rather than simply asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I enter the door after knocking. Again, we used to play so often that we made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. Do people not lock these doors in this city? What the heck? The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she must be up in her room. It's pretty strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom where I finally find her. Sayori? Hi, Weeb Emerald. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not really much has changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations she's had for years now. If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess. And that's because I end up cleaning it for you. How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Natsuki today? Yeah, but wait, how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting. Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right? Ah, that's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today? Of course, but I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. Ah, so it's just me and Natsuki then. Yep. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing after you left on Friday. If something's wrong, you can't really hide it from me. I know you too well. So, Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Weeb Emerald. Eh? Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. Sayori! I suddenly grab her by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So just tell me already. Until I know, I can't stop thinking about it. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Weeb Emerald. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori? You're really just going to make me say it, aren't you, Weeb Emerald? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. There it is. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days, I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? I go to school. Why eat? Why make friends? Why make people put their energy into caring to waste by having them spent it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy, without anyone worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible Sayori has kept this from me the entire time I've known her? Did she really want me so badly to just not think about her? Why, Sayori? Eh? Why is it you've never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed by you as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything to support you. Even if there's only so much I could do, I would have at least tried a little harder to make every day a little bit better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me. You don't understand at all, Weeb Emerald. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, you would have had to waste your effort caring about me instead of doing other important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. Jeez. That's why I want you so badly to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone else in the club feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. You're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do. No, Weeb Emerald. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The thing that could have helped is if everything could have stayed like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Tears streaked down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. And I was punished my own heart hurting in a way I couldn't understand. And now you've come here and I've made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one. Without thinking, I once again grab Sayori's shoulders. This time I pull her into a tight embrace. Weeb Emerald. Sayori. I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, it's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Weeb Emerald. Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remained at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Weeb Emerald. Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. All I want for her is to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make those feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Weeb Emerald. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary too. Sayori lets me go. And as she does so, I let her go as well. The festival's tomorrow. Yeah. It's gonna be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise. I think that would be nice then. Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Whole days. This has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't! Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for me to meet Natsuki at my house. At the very least, do you want me to come along and help you out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right? It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Well, alright. I look forward to it. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home, I find myself feeling uneasy. It's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Natsuki is about to come over too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much. We're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. I spend only a few minutes back at home anxiously awaiting Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the front door and let her in. Sup? Hey. I don't really know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than her school uniform completely threw me off. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes the uniform seem totally unfitting in comparison. Jeez, don't make me feel so awkward already. gonna be a long afternoon, so don't be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in. I see you brought a lot of stuff. Natsuki is carrying a large bag that's full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all this way to find out that your kitchen isn't equipped for the job. You bought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients that if I didn't already have them at home. Good. Glad I could count on you to do your part. Well, of course. I'm surprised to suddenly hear Natsuki say that rather than something snarky like she usually does. Could be she's different outside of school after all. Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. What, you're not even going to offer to take this heavy bag from me? Where's your hospitality, Weeb Emerald? Oh, come on. Since when did I need to be a gentleman? I grab the Natsuki that Natsuki hands out to me. Ah yes, perfect sense. I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. Gah! This is ridiculously heavy! I carried that all the way here. Are you impressed? I see now. Yeah, I'm impressed, Natsuki. Seems like I was underestimated. What's in that bag? Did she bring an entire, stand mixer or something? It's just cupcakes. It's because they're so small, isn't it? You jerk. Natsuki hits a fist into my chest. Hey! Your size has nothing to do with it. You really hate being small that much? Eh? It's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they think I'm only worth my size. It's fun to be small and then also be better than other people. But, geez, never mind. What are you making me say? Don't you gonna make me talk about weird things just because we're not at school. Are you gangster or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you. What? That's a little more like you. You're more fun when you sneak your mind like that. Hey! Now you're treating me like a kid. I was trying to be a little nicer to you too, you know. And just because I have a mature... don't have a mature... It's... No! Figure like you doesn't mean you can treat me like... Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Natsuki... Forget it! I didn't say anything. I should apologize. Eh? I appreciate that you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, then you should know that there's a ton of guys who are into body types like yours. I just feel awkward now. How would you know that anyway? Just trust me on this one. Gross. Hey! Was that to me? Who else? Man, let's just get started already. Aha! You get all sour when girls call you gross. I finally found your weakness, Weeb Emerald. Natsuki smiles deviously. Please spare me. Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm fighting back. I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied for now, finally starting to pull things out of the bag so we can get started. Again, the only thing I can think of that's in there that'll make it so heavy. Stand mixer. It's just like this really big piece of machinery for like mixing things and with various attachments. It's like one that resembles a whisk. There's like a paddle looking one with a bunch of things on it. It's weird, but it's very helpful for baking. So that's my best prediction. I mostly use it for cookies, but there's other uses. Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled fluid, and plastic bags are strewn about every countertop. Oh, I was right! The mixer isn't big enough to mix all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. You know, that's a fair point. This isn't just like one batch of cupcakes, this is a whole set of cupcakes for a festival. There's probably like... well, it's several times. Probably like 3 to 5 batches, I would guess. Whew, that's a lot of cooking. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all of my movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking. Weeb Emerald, where did you put the food coloring? The batter's going in soon, so I need to fill the trays. I think it's in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for? To color the batter, of course. I'm making every tray a different color. That way, the flavors aren't different, everyone can still pick their favorite. Ah, that's a cute idea. Or do anything like that with the icing? Do you want to? Ah, you're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so... Come on! You're not putting any heart into this at all. Can you at least try to have fun? I'm having fun. I'm not really sure what Natsuki is trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. Ah, that does look pretty cool. See? It's not like baking is all about just following instructions. The presentation is where you get to get creative and have the most fun. It's a million more times worth it in the end. Just looking at it makes everyone's eyes lighten up. Like the ones you made on the first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes and Sayori and Monika's delighted expressions. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Yeah. Maybe I will use food coloring then. Sounds like you're starting to understand. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring. Yeah, it's getting there. We were going to use the electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and huge bowl for the icing. Eh? The icing's still lumpy. Are you even trying? Oh, yeah. It'll just take a little longer. Jeez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here, look. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. Man! Jeez. When I first played this game, I had not been through culinary class yet. So I didn't know half these things. So now looking at it, it's like, I know this stuff. It's just cool, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments, do any of you guys do any cooking? I am genuinely curious. You really need to beat the crap out of it. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing is already improved. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't go that far. I'm far too worried about making a mess. Yes, I still tilt the bowl and, mix, as you should. But I don't go like, murder! I think I would just make a mess at that point. And that's just not fun. I don't like cleanup as it is. As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same. Hey! Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. Your icing, eh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger toward the bowl. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next. I'd like to see you try. I push harder, just enough to let my finger reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop it up with my finger as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah! Force on Natsuki pulling me caused me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Gross! Got it on my face! Whose fault is that? There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away. Jeez. You know what? Take this. Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger toward my own face. You wish. I'm faster. I grab my wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries the other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. Stop! Not until you apologize for calling me gross. Fine, fine. Well, sorry for calling you gross. You know I don't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things to get a reaction out of me. You really shouldn't tease girls like that. Is that so? In that case, probably shouldn't do this either. Alright, this is the thing. I forgot about this. I attack Natsuki's finger, put it in my mouth, and lick off the icing. What? Did you seriously just... Natsuki is so surprised she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is extremely red. Emerald, you really shouldn't do that kind of things to girls, unless you really like them. You know that, right? What kind of question is she asking me just like that? How did the mood turn to this so quickly? Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Eh? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Oop. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Is something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. Gah. No wonder. You left a dirty tray in here, you dummy. How could you make a mistake like that? You should have checked before turning the oven on. Don't blame me for your mistakes. Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now. Yeah. Tension of the moment before still lingers over our heads, but the moment has already been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcake trays into the oven. Then I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing like nothing ever happened. Ah, that smells so good! The cupcakes are already ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the door, a blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room. Look at how cute they all look! It proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. They'll look even better once we add the icing. Not like you need to tell me that. I bought the decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. Out of these nozzles, I'll make them look nice and fluffy. You can even make flowers. Probably won't be using it this time, though. What's this one for? I pick up the nozzle that has a much thinner tip than the others. That one's thin, so you can make, like, stripes or other patterns. You can also use it to write stuff on the cake. Like, happy birthday or whatever. Huh, I see. That gives me an idea, actually. Eh? Well, it's a literature event, right? You could make it literature themed by writing a different word on each of the cupcakes. It would be more fun to see people choose their cupcake based on a word they like. I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid. That's actually a really cute idea, so... maybe I'm getting it from you. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute. Come on. We're at school, no one's judging. You can't judge like this and expect me not to think you're cute. Well... Natsuki's voice trails off. Same with you. Eh? Did you say something? No, nothing. Let's just get to the icing. Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens each nozzle onto the bags. There's a lot we have to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Without giving me a chance to think about it before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing, and then we get to work. Alright then. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work. Look at how pretty they are together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I wish I could have them now. Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that. Well, yeah, but Dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. Sarah's the exact opposite in that regard. If she was here, she'd probably be down 10 cupcakes already. And she would still eat dinner. Come on, that's just unhealthy. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway. I was telling me I would have time for manga, but I need to go home for dinner. Already? That's a shame. It's your fault for making so slowly. Should have thought about that. It's not like you'll always have this chance. And as usual, Natsuki places the blame on me. You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori carry some, then you can probably do it in one trip. Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any. I wish she would listen to me the way she listens to you. Yeah. I think again back to the conversation I had with Sayori the other day. I felt so helpless. Sayori always does listen to me, but at that point I felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today. You too. I'll walk you out, I guess. Jeez, just like that, as soon as he's already about to leave. Feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that, did I even get the opportunity to get closer to her like I wanted? Is that even a question? Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. See you tomorrow. Wait, Natsuki. Yeah? What you said before about not always having this chance. It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. Show me how fun baking can be, like you wanted. But aside from that, you can come over anytime, okay? If you think it would be possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you want to read manga or go out somewhere. Do you really mean that? Natsuki looks at me tensely, like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah. I want to spend more time with you. Your arm rolled. I thought you only cared about getting this done. Sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I would have really stayed here longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so... Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. Wait, Natsuki? Staying inches from me, Natsuki looks up at me. I feel her fingers gently clutch the sides of my shirt, as if holding on to me. Rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision, along with slightly parted lips. What's happening? My head starts to go dizzy as I feel her soft breaths against me. I felt it, for a while now. And Natsuki gently jumps back. Yep, remember that much. Sayori? Eh? Ah. Hi, Weeb Emerald. Sayori, just now, we weren't... It's okay, Weeb Emerald. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, you should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Oh, really? That's too bad. Yeah, well... I'll see you at the festival tomorrow, so it's fine. Just don't eat my cupcakes before then. Anyway, later. Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off, and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Well, I tried staying in my room. My imagination was really mean to me. So I had to come here and see it for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki. That you got so close to her. Makes me really happy. You've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Weeb Emerald? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that. It's true, Weeb Emerald. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you isn't the burden that your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm gonna be by your side so you don't feel any more pain. But... Sayori looks away. I put on a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared, Weeb Emerald. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori? It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Weeb Emerald. I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel. And... That's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my arm down to Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand your own feelings, I know what you need most right now. And that's what I'm going to give you. Sayori, this question. This freaking question. Or not even a question, this choice. It's just a choice. But it's like one of the... I hate this choice. There's many reasons for hating this choice. But I hate this choice. But we're gonna go with it. Sayori, I love you, or you'll always be my dearest friend. In other words, do we accept her confession? Or are we gonna let her down easy? This question hurts every time. But of the options, I'm gonna go with I love you. I love you. Yeah? Those are my true feelings. So there's no way you could like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner, but spending time with everyone else at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day helped me realize you're truly the most important person to me. And that's why I'll accept any of your burdens. As long as we continue like this every day, you by my side, then I know we'll both be happy. Weeb Emerald. This image. It tugs on your heartstrings, man. Sorry, suddenly wraps her arms tightly around me. Weeb Emerald, is this really okay? This is also the one time we ever get to see our character. He seems to dress somewhat similar to me. His shirt seems to have a collar. Mine's just a black one, which I don't typically wear a black one. I have a black one, but I don't wear it typically. Hair is brown. And granted, mine is green, obviously. But, it's technically brown. Normally. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you, Weeb Emerald. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a bit. What is this? Sayori? I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me. But why? Even now? Why won't the rain clouds go away? They're not going away at all, Weeb Emerald. It's okay, Sayori. It might take some time for things to get better again. But no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters right now. Okay. I trust you. Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it's always been, even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I can handle anything more right now. It's all really new and scary to me. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Hey, Weeb Emerald? Sayori gazes at me once again, smiling sadly. Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? Yeah? I don't really understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying this is making you feel sad, Sayori? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. It felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you love me, but that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me. Yeah, I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I've never been more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her and she loves me, but I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more, something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know. But I feel like that I know I'll give it everything I got. Sayori is the most important person to me, and I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. Right, it's the day of the festival. Also, sorry for the longer upload, because clearly we are at over an hour at this point, at least for me. And I'm frankly not sure how long this is going to end up being, because I might chop it down a little bit here and there. Not much, because again, this game relies a lot on the story, which you need to read the story to understand the story. But anywho, I happen to know that Act 1 is nearly over, so that's why we're still going, even though we're clearly on a new day. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki is already texting up a storm, but I can't respond thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend more time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Weeb Emerald! You're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared for the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. She overslept again. A dummy. You'd think on days like this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. And I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said that because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But Maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all? You should take a little more responsibility for her, Weeb Emerald. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all. But, I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Eh? Monica's being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I feel a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desk. But yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the Literature Club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Every member's poem is printed nearly on its own page, giving it almost a professional feel. I recognize Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Right. Get out of my head, 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 so on, so on. Get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. You Emerald? What's wrong? Nothing. The poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm gonna get Sayori, so, well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried at least a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her, to help wake her up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they've always been. That's all she needs, and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in our own house. It's really something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. It's kind of a breach of privacy. But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. This line marks the moment when things go bad. So, I'm not sure how much of this I can show. It really depends. I'm probably gonna just edit somehow. But just a forewarning. Things here contain, suicidal themes, so just don't say I didn't warn you. I think most people could guess that this is coming. I hate watching this. See, it hurts still. That still hurts. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this could be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal till just a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best, that everything will be okay. And why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her. I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her, like it's always been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do to bring her back. This isn't some game where I could reset and try something different. I only had one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life was worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 End. Oh look, someone's missing from this title screen. Alright, so a couple things. One, that scene, that's unavoidable. Whether you tell her you love her, whether you tell her that she'll always be your dearest friend, that happens both ways. No matter what you do in the game, this happens. It sucks, it's sad, but it's the reality of the situation. Second, he mentions that this isn't a game where you can go back and reset and load or whatever. He's not wrong. Because yes, there's a save and load option. But, here, let me show you. If we go to load game, you'll notice something happened. So let's load this autosave. File error. Characters sayori.chr is file is missing or corrupt. Save file is corrupt. We're actually going to do that. I'm just going to save it on this screen. Keep it here. But, that's just me. That happens the moment you see it. You cannot go back. And even then, other playthroughs show that it doesn't matter. There is no way around it. You can't even put Sayori back. That's another thing people have tried. They just get removed again in the original. I don't think you can put them back even in this version. But it just sucks, man. It knows what it's doing there. Jeez. But that's the note we're going to leave it off on. Thank you guys for watching. I'm the Deadly Emerald. If you enjoyed this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, don't forget to like, subscribe, and below bell button, all the good stuff. Next time we'll be viewing another side story. But otherwise, we're going to be continuing this, which things are going to get a lot more chopped up from here. So be keeping that in mind. But with that in mind, guys, I hope you have a grand rest of your day after going through all that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.